Diva, and welcome to my delicious kitchen. So today what we're going to create is a short rib recipe. That's right. Delish. So let's go ahead. If you're ready, I'm ready. I was born ready. Let's do this, guys. Let's go for medium because what I'm going to do is I am going to toast some herbs. So just quickly, I have about a tablespoon here of dried parsley. I'm going to pan roast it quickly. I damped it all there. Just make the aroma come out. Once this is roasted and you have a little bit of aroma just kind of like coming out already, it's time to put our extra virgin olive oil. You can, on that note, I am going to put about 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Let it heat. Now here in my cup, guys, I have about a dozen of whole garlic. So I crank up my heat over medium. That's what we're doing right now. Ooh. You hear that? It's starting to sizzle. From here, what we're going to do is we're gonna add a cup of sliced onion. That's the only thing about sauteing. There are those tiny little particles of hot oil that comes around, and you're like, Out here, guys, is about 2 pounds. Believe it or not, there it was 2 pounds. So what happened was on short ribs that kind of like fall off the bone. So what I did was I pressure cook it for about 30 minutes. And yes, I'm going to put them onto our pan one at a time, slowly, because they're actually very tender. So how I cook this is on about 4 to 5 cups of water, and I put about half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of pepper. That's it. So I got these guys onto my pan already. Let's get them roasted. It smells so good here. Yum! Already. Raising our new year. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna turn them around. You gotta be careful because these guys, the meat is already very tender because, like I said earlier, I pressure cooked them already. So we gotta be careful in handling them. Guys, what I have here is a broth that I got from the short ribs. This is actually the good broth right here. I have 2 tablespoons of I'm gonna deglaze the pan now. Alright, deglaze to glaze. Go for it. When you deglaze, the popping stops. So I did not really do that prematurely. It's just about right. Our garlic are already showing what I wanted to see in this dish. So see how brown it is? So it's not just garlic. Some of our onions are also showing that color, and some of our meat. I am going to start seasoning them. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to toss about half a teaspoon of whole peppercorns. But I want to let you know the reason why I like to put whole peppercorns is because it's just awesome and it's just beautiful aesthetically speaking. And plus of course it has that flavor, but because I want more peppery flavor, because this is a piece of meat, I kind of want to put half a teaspoon of ground pepper. Peppercorns are so beautiful. So there are other types and colors of peppercorns. There's white, there's green, there's red. I like those rainbow colors. It's just so appealing on a dish, especially in a gravy. You know, multicolored peppercorn gravy. It's not only delicious, but it's also appetizing. Very appetizing. And I have these guys going on. I'm gonna put our next ingredient. So what I have here is about a tablespoon of coriander. So it's ground coriander, guys, right there. So next is I have half a teaspoon of pepper flakes. I'm not big with spicy food, but I just want a little bite to it. Hence, I decided to just put half a teaspoon. So from there, I am going to add our flavorings. Here I have about 1/4 cup of oyster sauce. Yummy! Up to the last drop. Every single drop counts. And then now I'm gonna toss in. Here I have 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. Right there. And guys, next ingredient is 2 tablespoons of brown sugar.
Wow.
There you go. Come on, Mr. Brown Sugar. So I'm gonna crank up my heat from medium to high, just so we can reduce our stock right here. Next ingredient actually is, I like it so much. I was so excited when I saw this at the grocery store that I just had to buy it. Guys, these are endives. Whoa. Beautiful creation right here. So they're white endive and they're glorious. They're delicious. They're just incredible. This, guys, would be perfect with my short ribs here. Another type of endive that is so beautiful, but I wasn't able to find it. It's the red endive. It's just delicious looking. Today, what I plan to do is to use these guys as my vegetable to accompany my short ribs. Now this is already happening right here. I could see some thickening of the sauce. I'm just gonna let it boil a little bit more and I'm going to incorporate Mr. Endive. I just want to try our sauce. I'm gonna taste it just a little bit. Ooh, look at that. Yum! It's already looking incredible.
Wow.
Yum, guys.
Wow.
It's so yummy. Wow. 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 You can actually use other cuts of meat, you know, in your recipe. You can actually, this is beef, but you can actually use pork if you want to. This type of recipe, this particular recipe does not have any boundaries. Very forgiving. You can actually even use chicken to create this dish. Now, if you guys cannot find endives, I would say cabbage can take the place. Baguio pet chai, that white pet chai. So on that note, since we're talking about endive, I'm gonna start dropping them off onto our dish or our short rib mixture here. Because my sauce is already thickening, I am going to put down my heat onto to medium. So I am going to carefully put each of my endive, because I don't want them to break into pieces. I want them as a whole because it'll look more presentable. And I don't want to overcook it, guys. Remember, don't overcook it because you want that little crunch. The little crunch, vegetable crunch, is always so delicious. And not only that, when you overcook vegetables, remember that you lose nutrients, guys. So always do your vegetables just half cooked. Ingredient, guys, is just a tablespoon of chopped parsley. This is only for garnishing, so I'm just going to toss it on my serving dish after. Dish. Oh goodness, yummers, yummalicious. You ready to see what we have created? All right. Let me just grab my pot holders. This is super exciting. So, what do we call it? Let's call it braised short ribs with endive. Okay, this is a dish to impress, guys. Look at that, guys. The short ribs are super tender. It's just creating the short rib recipe with this super balanced flavor of sweet, salty, savory, little kick of spice. It's just glorious. Please don't forget to follow the Dining Diva, and I am in YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Please let me know if you ever get the chance to try this beautiful, beautiful, delicious recipe. Please take a photo, post it on my wall. That's okay. I would love to see that. I would love to hear your comments. I would love to hear suggestions and this and that and everything else. On that note, guys, I just want to let you guys know that I want to say thank you very, very much for being with me again in this episode. I want to see you again in the next episode. This is Shelly Calvo, the Dining Diva. I want to say goodbye, but not final, because I'm going to see you guys again in the next episode.